Voices in the dark. The night shift at the Rivergate Crisis Hotline was always lonely, which suited Mara fine. She preferred the hush, the anonymity, the way her own voice seemed to echo in the small, fluorescent-lit room. At 12:03 a.m. every night for a week, her phone rang, line 3, always line 3. The caller's voice was soft, genderless, distorted by a faint static. They whispered stories that twisted Mara's stomach. A girl with blue shoes would vanish in the park, a fire would consume a sleeping family at Pinecrest, an old man would be found drowned in his own bathtub. Each time, the caller ended with the same phrase, "You're the only one who can hear me." At first, Mara dismissed it as a prank. But the next morning, the headlines matched the caller's stories exactly. The girl's shoes were blue. The Pinecrest house was ash. The old man's bathtub overflowed. With mounting dread, Mara tried to trace the calls, but the logs were blank, as if no one had called at all. She reported it to her supervisor, but he just gave her a tired smile and suggested she take a break. That night, the phone rang at 12:03 again. "Tonight, it's going to happen to someone you know," the caller whispered, and Mara's blood ran cold. Desperate, Mara tore through her contacts, warning everyone she could think of. But the city was large, and the caller's words were always vague until the deed was done. Each night, another crime unfolded, and the caller's voice grew more familiar, as if they were using her own words against her, mimicking her inflections perfectly. Mara stopped sleeping, her world shrinking to the flickering light, the ringing phone, and the endless sense of helplessness. She wondered if the voice was real, or if the horror was blooming in her own mind, but the bodies kept turning up. On the seventh night, the caller spoke only her name. "Mara." A pause, then, "You're next." The phone went dead. Mara stared at her reflection in the window, watching the darkness behind her shift and ripple. Her phone buzzed again, but this time, it wasn't from the hotline, it was her own number calling. As she reached for the receiver, the light above her flickered out, and a whisper, impossibly close to her ear, "Finish the story, no one will hear you, either."